Hey there, my name's Cassandra and today I'm going to show you how to make these delicious vanilla cupcakes with cream cheese frosting and sprinkled with coconut. This is by far my most favourite cupcake and the recipe is so easy and it's really cheap to make, so you can make it this afternoon if you want, and it's a real crowd pleaser. You can decorate it however you like, but I'll be doing other tutorials soon on how to make little fondant flowers and decorations and stuff, so yeah, so let's get baking. Now, to make your vanilla cupcake mixture, you will need 200 grams of flour, 160 grams of caster sugar, two eggs, just medium sized, half a cup of milk, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, a pinch of salt, some cupcake papers, and 115 grams of unsalted butter, as well as some of the vanilla extract. Now it's important that all your ingredients are at room temperature. So let's get into it. Alright, to start with, we're going to mix the butter and the caster sugar into the bowl here. We're just going to beat it until it's light and fluffy. So now we're just going to add in the vanilla extract. We've got 1.5 teaspoons. Right, so we're just going to add in the baking powder and the salt just in one bowl there. Mix it together. Just keep in mind that all of the flour baking powder is all sifted. Right, so we're just going to put half of this in here, half of the milk. Just going to beat that. Just going to add in the other half of the dry ingredients and the rest of the milk there. Right, so that's what your cupcake mixture will look like, or should look like. You can add a bit of lemon zest or orange zest to it to give it that extra something. Right, let's get these into the baking cups. Right, so you want to fill the cupcakes about 2/3 full. You should get about 10 cupcakes out of this. Let's put these in the oven. Right, so you want to make sure that your oven is set to 170 degrees Celsius on bake, and pop these in. Set the timer for about 20 minutes. And we'll come back and check them later. Right, so for the cream cheese icing, we're going to need 3 cups of sifted icing sugar, 200 grams of softened cream cheese, 60 grams of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, and here I've just got some colours by Wilton, just icing colours. We're going to use pink and yellow today. So mixing the butter and the cream cheese just in there together. I'm just going to go in a bit of the icing sugar. Just going to mix that up. Just get in some more icing sugar. Just going to add in the rest of the icing sugar and the lemon juice. should end up looking something like that. That's perfect. Right, so I'm just going to take half of this out. So we're going to colour it now. Right, now we're just going to add in a bit of pink colouring. Little stuff here, you don't really need that much, it's quite good. Now you can also mix the colours in by hand, so we're just going to add a bit of yellow. Since it's a light colour, we'll need quite a bit of it. Right, so we should have 2 coloured icings. Right, so I've just taken the cupcakes out of the oven, they've risen perfectly. Now a good way to test to see if they're cooked is just to put a knife in the middle there, and if it comes out clean, we're all cooked. Just leave them to stand like this for 5 minutes, then after that just take them out and pop them in a wire rack to cool. Alright, now we're going to fill up the icing bags. I've already filled up this one for pink icing, and I've used just a plain round nozzle on the end there, and I'll show you what that will do later, because I'm going to do 2 different icing techniques. And this one here, I'm using a star nozzle. Just grab a large cup. Squeeze it down to the bottom there, from the top. And just twist the end, and we have our 2 colours of icing ready to go. Right, so the cupcakes are all cooled down, so they're all ready to ice. Now the first one, we're going to grab the pink icing with the little round nozzle there. Now, with this icing technique, just start in the middle, kind of do it, and then come around. To the middle, and just one, I'm going to use the starter and the yellow icing. So this one here, just kind of start slightly in the middle and just kind of work your way out. An ice cream cone. Top. There's 2 ways of doing this. You can just grab it and just sprinkle it on top. Now another way of doing it, which it does ruin the icing a bit, but you do get a bit more coconut on them, is just to grab the cupcake, just to kind of dip it in.